Well, this is a great segue into another person we have here, which is our great sponsor and inspector, is Ashley Bowles. Ashley, why don't you kind of step over here so we can actually
and
put
for those who don't know,
microphone.
Ashley is absolutely an incredible inspector. He's been a long time, from day one, supporter of the radio show.
He's my favorite Canuck.
Yes, favorite Canuck, and let me tell you, does a lot. I mean, just a great individual. Though. I mean,
we only bring him here because his mom brings those lobsters in every year.
Exactly. We had to stay on the list, right?
had to stay on the A list.
Yes.
So that was really good.
You know, and if you're buying a home and you just need somebody to go out there and inspect your whole home, including the crack, Ashley's the guy to go do it.
I find a lot of cracks.
Ashley has arguably seen more crack than anybody in the room.
I could agree with you there.
You know, I have someday with the censors that's going to get a hold of this and go, you know what, guys, there's another radio station down the street. Why don't you go talk to them?
Yeah.
But one of the things that actually you and I were talking about last night is that you've really built your business up tremendously, and of course that's largely to the Real Estate Rat Pack.
Yeah, definitely.
And you have gotten some great guys, but you're going to expand your business here, and it kind of segues into what they were talking about, because you're talking about having equipment now that you can actually shoot elevation, things like that.
Thinking about bringing in a zip level, that way we can, if going through the house and start noticing, there's a lot of cracks, there's vertical cracks, diagonals, windows don't open and close, doors start rubbing against the
Pretty pure crowd. We just lost them. John Dowd is having flashbacks to the first show. All we need is Brett Hatfield on here.
We started last time about the vertical and horizontal cracks, and it got worse from there, so we had to...
When you're out shooting elevation, you use mainly a brush rifle, or is that kind of a scope?
Well, we use a technical thing called a ball. We just run it, roll.
Well, that's actually is one way to do it. Is you put the ball down and see how it does roll. But
it's just not as precise.
Yes.
Welcome back to our elevation shooting show.
So that process basically is you shoot an elevation and you find one that's what we consider your.
Well, there's a starting point. It'd be your base, and then after that you take different elevations basically around the slab, and it gives you a deflection. And it tells you how much movement has been in the slab. Sometimes there's a noticeable slope and stuff on a foundation, but that's from workmanship when it was actually poured.
Just bad pour then.
So it really starts off all about that base then, huh?
All about that base.
All about the base.
Well,
all about that base.
Yes.
No treble.
Well, that's a great point, because I know that there's different quality of slabs out there, because people are in a hurry right now. People are trying to throw concrete into the forms quickly, and it doesn't get leveled out.
No, and when it comes down to because I do pre-pour inspections, go out and inspect for your tension cables and everything before they actually pour the concrete to make sure that it's done right. And a lot of the times I come across the drawings and I'm looking at the drawings and it doesn't match.
And what do you see is the biggest mistake that they're making out there?
At the top of the piles, they're not sloping in 45 in the top of the pile where it goes into the grade beams. So it actually, when you have a 90-degree angle or a sharp angle, it causes a stress point in your foundation, and a lot of the times it's just missed because they're in there, they trench it, cover it, and they want to be done.
Yeah, and basically, builders don't want to go back and fix that. You get the drawing, the engineer says it needs to be sloped, and they're not sloping it.
Correct.
I think one of the biggest values, and one of the things I really learned from you on this is that I couldn't see a greater value. People don't really think about it when they've got a builder and the builder has an inspector, and it's natural to buy into that thought process that, they're looking out to build, the best product for you and all that sort of thing. But man, it makes so much sense to have a independent working on your behalf as your advocate inspector during that build process. It's so important, not just the finished product, but during the process. You do a multiple stage kind of process, right? When they're building a new home.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we do. There's 3 stages. You have the first is your pre-pour.
I threw everybody off by saying something intelligent.
Well, first off, we like to start off with the pre-pour. So we give you an evaluation before they actually pour the concrete. And then the second stage that we go into is your framing and rough-in stage. That's checking the electrical rough-in, your plumbing rough-in. I was on one house this about a month ago when we went into the framing and rough-in inspection. Actually noticed all their drain pipes were off about 6 inches.
Oh, wow.
So when you have your drain pipes coming up through your walls, you can't set a toilet. So they ended up having to excavate part of the foundation.
Or the toilet will be sitting out partially in the yard, or
Right.
something like that.
And you
which
have
is
to-
really
there's-
embarrassing.
It is sometimes because when the back half is sticking out, it's kind of weird.
It is.
Yeah, then you've got a crack issue.
And, yeah. And sometimes they call it a plumber's crack.
And it just goes down here from there, folks. But you can shoot the elevation if it is going downhill, right?
That's right, and we can.
So,
we can
you know,
decide.
Chris, I just got the signal up there that she's thinking about taking a break again.
She's,
Did we just have one?
always, I tell you what, time flies when you're having fun or talking about cracks or, about where you're going to end up putting the toilet. So, but, we have a lot more information to come.
We do.
We have a lot more people to speak with here. Hopefully everyone's enjoying it. Again, you can reach us at 800-808-5548. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.